Still below average in Atlanta. That cooler air just doesn't make it into Florida. We find that humidity still across central Florida and even into the southern half of the state for next week. And we still find that change in the air mass right through the Midwest, with your temperatures about 5 to 10 degrees below average. Jennifer?
All right. Well, as hurricane season marches on, we are keeping an eye on every square mile of the tropics. And now we have a new named storm to tell you about. It looks like a Congo line there coming off the Pacific Ocean. And your tropical update coming up in just a few moments.
The powerful and efficient 5.7-liter ME-V8 with 22 highway miles per gallon and 395 horsepower.
Come with me now. Come with me now. Come with me now.
How far you take it is entirely up to you. Guts, glory, Ram.
Go with me now.
It's always the same dilemma. Who gets the Allstate Safe Driving Bonus check?
Rock beats scissors.
Wife beats rock.
And with 2 checks a year, everyone wins.
Switch today and get 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safely only from Allstate. Call 877-218-2500 now.
Zach really loves his new camera. Problem is, this isn't Zach. It's a friend of a friend who was at Zach's party and stole his camera. But Zach's got it covered with Allstate Renters Insurance.
Protect your valuables for as low as $4 a month when you add renter's insurance to your Allstate auto policy. Call 877-218-2500 now.
What are you doing?
We're switching car insurance.
Why?
Because these guys are the cheapest.
Why?
Good question. Because a cut rate price could mean cut rate protection.
You should listen to this guy.
With Allstate, you get great protection, a great price, plus an agent. And safe drivers can save up to 45%. Call now and see how much you can save.
Just a few more ways Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Call an Allstate agent and get a quote now.
Why do you want to shop the all-new electronics department at Walmart? Because you need to take your game to the next level. So, we did too. Because you need to hear beats. To truly hear beats. Because you need GoPro cameras to go do whatever you do like a pro. Because you need to watch things here or here. We've got what you need in our new electronics department. Over 1,000 more of the latest tech products from all the best brands. The tech you want, online and in-store. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Hundreds of amateur astronomers gather at Cherry Springs to catch a glimpse of the stars in the Milky Way. They turn to the Weather Channel forecast to find clear skies and low humidity for the best.
When you compare the top speed of DSL from the phone company with the top speed of Comcast Business Internet, well, there's really no comparison. Why pay more for less? Call today for a low price on speeds up to 150 megabits per second. And find out more about our 2-year price guarantee. Comcast Business, built for business.
Al Packer Lincoln invites you to our Summer Invitation event. Enjoy summer invitation savings on Lincoln's best-selling models. Like a 2014 Lincoln MKX, just $399 a month. Or a 2014 Lincoln Navigator, just $599 a month. The Summer Invitation event is going on now at Al Packer Lincoln on Military Trail, home of bottom line windshield pricing. And remember,
Before you buy, Price Packer.
500 at Vistaprint.com.
I love my job.
Vistaprint.com.
The Coasties are back, and Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90, chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. Low 77, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, strong winds from Matmo left one Chinese fisherman in need of a rescue. The former typhoon inundated his boat as it made landfall Wednesday night. Now, the anchor unhooked him and sent him drifting out into the rough sea. Police dispatched a larger ship to save the man, and the fisherman says he was never worried because, you know what, he's out to sea quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's an amazing story.
He should have been a little concerned out there.
Yeah, just a tad.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back, everybody, here to Weather Center Live. This is Hurricane Central.
And there is a string of activity. There is a string of activity in the Pacific Ocean, if I could only get the words out. And we're going to continue to see the next chance for our next powerful storm of the season.
Well, we've got a guy to tell us all the answers, and that's hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel, and he's standing by for us with the latest.
Right now in the West Pacific, it's not nearly as busy as it's been. It's now over in the East Pacific, closer to Mexico and the United States. Let's have a look. You can see all these circles right now represent areas to watch. Potential development may occur in each one of those zones. And in fact, some development has already occurred with one of those, Tropical Storm Genevieve, right there. That circle, it's estimated to have 45-mile-per-hour winds moving toward the west at 10 miles per hour, a long way from Hawaii, but kind of moving in that direction, guys. And if you remember, about a week ago, we had Tropical Storm Wally move in roughly the same direction. It weakened before it got to Hawaii, but brought some moisture with it and obviously some flooding rains. This one kind of heading that way. It's got a long way to go. This would be like the middle of next week. So we will monitor this closely, and hopefully it won't get too close. Certainly not close enough to produce some rainfall, but as I said, we'll keep an eye on it for you. Elsewhere in the tropics, it's very quiet over the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean Sea, and the Atlantic. These clouds right in here, these are the remnants of old tropical depression 2 that are moving through the Lesser Antilles right in here, bringing some showers, maybe some thunderstorms and some slightly gusty winds, but that's really about it, because if you look at the surface wind flow, what you see is nearly a uniform east wind across the entire region. There are no swirlies wrapped up in there, so no storms now, no big storms likely anytime soon. That prevailing east wind will continue to sort of direct the routine shower activity across the Caribbean for the next several days. Farther to the east, across the deep tropical Atlantic, rain showers are hard to come by, no doubt about that. Even in areas that we might expect to see some robust thunderstorms, we don't. We have a little area of storms coming off of Africa associated with a tropical wave that's likely moving westward, but development with that not likely over the next couple of days. Guys, back to you.
Well, when technology outpaces the slow march of nature, water that's been underground for hundreds of years can be pumped up to the surface in just a matter of minutes.
That's right. So Julie Martin shows us how what NBC learned and the National Science Foundation. They teamed up to make sure that the water is there for future generations.
In the state of Kansas, agriculture is king. The secret to this land's bounty is not just the soil that covers it, but also something below ground that no one can see, the Ogallala Aquifer, the largest freshwater aquifer in North America.
This well here is 303 foot deep.
Today's irrigation technology is able to pump out water that has been in the aquifer for hundreds of thousands of years in just a matter of minutes, a rate which far outpaces how fast nature can replenish it, threatening the overall sustainability of the aquifer and agriculture.
Since about 2011, there's been a significant drought across most of the High Plains aquifer, but this area, as well as others, you're now in a period of extreme to exceptional drought.
A team of scientists from Michigan State University is analyzing data from as far back as the 1800s on changes in climate, irrigation technology, and water policy to build models that could forecast what the future holds for the aquifer and for farming.
We're able to predict what happens with the water levels.
The team is working with local and state government officials, water policy experts, and farmers to develop a long-term model for aquifer water use.
We have to work with both the farmers and the policymakers because we have to have a pretty good idea that the scenarios we're running are feasible.
Improving water policy to sustain the Ogallala Aquifer and maintain a way of life in Kansas. I'm meteorologist Julie Martin, the Weather Channel.
Well, next we'll show you how long the Southwest will continue to heat things up.
And whether those storms along the East Coast are going away anytime soon.
And the threat of more severe storms moves into the Midwest today and into the weekend. We'll show you exactly what to expect coming up next. As Weather Center Live continues, Jennifer and Jennifer.
Michael, where's your car?
At the body shop?
What happened?
Oh, just a little misunderstanding with a big truck.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, but I don't think our car insurance company likes us anymore.
Need car insurance? Go to thegeneral.com or call us now. Monthly payments are low, and you pick your due date.
Okay, I have flaws.
Get an anonymous online quote now. For a great low rate you can get online, go to The General and save some time.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll discover why we pursue groundbreaking advances in safety. And you'll find our gold standard in the Lexus GX, RX, and ES. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Update your home. Get 10% off all major appliances $3.99 or more at Lowe's.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds.
Balance. It's just as important for our companions' lives as it is for ours. It's finding the right ratio of work and play, rest and reflection, giving and receiving. It's why at Petco, we're so selective about the food we offer, like Hill's Ideal Balance, natural ingredients perfectly balanced for your pet's best health. Because when each of us is more balanced, together, we're more complete. Petco, the power of together.
I heard you have a tough clog.
I only have 10 minutes.
I only need 7.
Liquid Plumber Urgent Clear penetrates the toughest clogs with 2 fast-acting gels in only 7 minutes, guaranteed, baby.
Sonic has like every slush flavor someone could ever want.
That's right. This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
What?
Get colorful with new Sonic slushes, now available with Nerds Candy. This is how you Sonic.
Wherever you walk, just remember this. Whatever you step on goes on your shoes and ends up on your car's floor. So to perfectly protect your vehicle, you need WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to custom fit and perfectly protect your specific make and model. Order yours at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
When it's hot outside, it can get dangerously hot inside your car. So this summer, make sure you look before you lock. The Weather Channel proudly supports kidsincars.org in their efforts to implement safety measures to protect our children. For more information and to show your support, go to weather.com/TV today.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90, chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. Low 77, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Are back. And Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Well, welcome back to to Weather Center Live, coming up on 30 minutes past the hour.
And we are tracking a few more strong storms possible today, plus some record-breaking heat. And Jennifer's going to tell us about the big stories that we're keeping an eye on for today.
Yeah, we have some big ones out there, Jen. And today, Midwest, severe weather threat in your forecast today. We're also looking at some heavy precipitation out there. We're looking at some flooding problems. The Northeast, weekend storms in the Southwest. Well, the heat is on. Now we jump it ahead for you. You can kind of visualize what's going to be going on today. As we look ahead today, here's where we're looking at the rain and thunderstorms. And we're seeing some of that training out there. We're going to be looking at possibility of some more flooding problems. Then we look at parts of the Northeast. More scattered storms on the way, especially on Sunday. It's going to be moving into western New York and PA on Saturday. And then temperatures right near 110 degrees to parts of Arizona, even into Nevada. And this heat is just not going anywhere anytime soon. But right now, we're going to go over to Jen Lopez, and she's going to talk more about the severe weather.
And we've had some strong storms, and this happened in Montana. As time-lapse video shows the lightning sparking across the state, and this is what is moving into the Midwest. We're obviously keeping a close eye on this area of storms today. Pretty incredible video. And looks like we could deal with more thunderstorms and severe weather through the weekend. So let's focus in on where those storms are firing up right now. And it's been across the Midwest, eastern Iowa, western parts of Illinois. Very heavy rainfall, lots of flooding, and a lot of lightning. This is a low pressure that is at the surface with a trailing front off to the south and west. And there's also a warm front. And you can see just to the east of that warm front, that's where some of that moisture is coming up and over. It's draped across western Illinois. And as we look at the radar, we can show you that is where a lot of the thunderstorms are firing up, just along that front and kind of moving in the east-southeast direction. This has been going over some same locations. So we've had a lot of reports of roads, you can't even drive in them, anywhere from I-80 south to I-70 here along the Mississippi River. A lot of cities, a lot of places reporting that the roads are flooded out. We have a lot of problems going on because of this slow-moving mass of thunderstorms. Plenty of lightning on it. The biggest concern is going to obviously be that lightning and just the threat for more flooding. It is drifting into Springfield. It's going to push eastward over into Indiana as we go throughout the day. We've had more than 5 inches of rain detected within the past 12 hours, and we're going to get some more of that as this system, it's moving, but not very fast. Tonight, it may get you in Chicago, a few showers coming your way, but then tomorrow is going to be the day for the threat of severe weather. Any area shaded in red, really along I-70, anywhere from western PA back into Iowa, we have the threat for gusty winds, hail, even damaging winds here, maybe even a few isolated tornadoes. Chicago, the brunt of it will stay to your south, but watch out for a few thunderstorms to come your way later tonight. Jennifer?
Okay, Jen, and we look at Washington, D.C. right now. It is 80 degrees and sunshine out there. You're looking at the Capitol. You can see the flags breezing around, waving around. Pretty nice out there, right? Beautiful today and beautiful tomorrow. Weather is going downhill. We'll get to that in just a moment. But the weekend, yes, it looks like it's going to be providing some rain showers for you. Here's the ridge of high pressure. This is in place, keeping things beautiful for today. All that precipitation that moved through earlier this week, well, it's all out of there. Today, highs in the 80s as well as in the 70s, 79 degrees in Boston, 83 in Philadelphia, 81 in Albany, and 80 in Burlington. So today, nice. And even tomorrow is going to be a pretty good looking one. But as we move into Sunday and Monday, this is what we have. This low coming through, and at the same time, warm front's going to be setting up in place, moisture out there. This is going to be providing some heavier rainfall and thunderstorm activity as we go through Sunday as well as into Monday. Here's our severe weather threat for Saturday. Notice from western PA as well as into New York, Ohio Valley, and then into Sunday. Then it spreads into the big cities, New York, Boston, as well as Philadelphia, Jersey. All those areas are going to be needing the umbrella for Sunday as well as even into Monday. Here it is, D.C., 92 degrees, sunshine out there for your Saturday. It's beautiful today. And then we cool down for Sunday and Monday. Temperatures in the 80s with isolated thunderstorms, and pretty much the same thing for you in Philly. Jen.
Well, Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe is touring the damaged areas from the tornado that killed 2 people at a campground yesterday morning. 36 other people were injured. The governor said the recovery has begun and the community has stepped forward.
People were just astounded how the community has come out, and people were moved, as you know, into different hotel and motel rooms, free of charge. Food was brought in. they really were astounded at how everybody in the community came together to assist them. So I think on behalf of the folks that we have spoken to, thank you to the community.
And the 2 victims killed in that EF1 tornado were from Jersey City, New Jersey. The couple leaves behind 3 young children, including a 13-year-old son who was critically injured. Michael George with WNBC talked to some devastated friends of the family.
Something crazy is going on outside.
Campers had nowhere to run.
Look at the tree. It fell on that guy's camper.
100-mile-an-hour winds from an EF1 tornado devastated this Cape Charles, Virginia campground. 35 were injured in the chaos.
It's just heartbreaking because there's so many people that got hurt.
No one suffered a loss as great as this family from Jersey City. A tree fell onto their tent, killing Lord Balatbat and his wife Lolly-Beth Ortega. They were on their annual camping trip with their 3 children, ages 13, 11, and 6.
They're the greatest people I've known.
They're so kind. They're so kind.
Friends tell us all 3 of the children were hurt. 13-year-old Leandrew has life-threatening injuries. Lord was a manager at this Jersey City Walgreens, where he was loved by his employees.
It broke our hearts. We're walking around to work like zombies because we still can't even, take it all in yet. Everybody's devastated. Everybody was crying at work.
Lolly-Beth was a lab technician. Friends tell us the 2 lived for their children.
They're great parents. They bend over backwards just to spend time with their kids.
And friends tell me family members here in New Jersey have already traveled to Virginia to be there for the 3 children and help with their recovery. In Jersey City, Michael George, News 4 New York.
Now let's go up into the Northwest, where more than 250,000 acres were destroyed by flames. Just a patch of green grass there, all that remains in this town in Washington State. The largest area to burn through the state, or the largest fire, is now 52% contained. The cooler temperatures recently have allowed firefighters to directly fight the flames. We still have the heat, though, that's building in through much of the West, especially here in the Southwest, and it's going to continue to stay not just hot, but actually above average for us as we go into the weekend. Yesterday, we had the record high in Phoenix of 116. That topped the old record of 114 set back in 2006. Now, these temperatures, again, it's always warm, always hot here in the summertime, but it's going to stay a little bit above average as long as that area of high pressure stays right over us. And that's allowing for the temperatures anywhere from Durango to Albuquerque, Santa Fe, El Paso, and over into Tucson and Phoenix to be anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees above average. Now, you need to be concerned about this, especially if you're visiting the Four Corners area, maybe heading out to Grand Canyon or going into Santa Fe, visit the beautiful area. Well, these temperatures are going to stay into the upper 90s to the 100s as we go through the next few days, and this heat is going to be tough to take, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water and taking a lot of breaks to rest from this heat. Through the next few days, 110 by Sunday in Phoenix, a little bit above average. Palm Springs also above average with the temperatures of 109 for tomorrow. Jennifer?
All right. Well, the Midwest is enjoying their last few days of the warmth until the cold moves in. And more severe storms are on the way. See what to expect next in your 7-day forecast.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90, chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. Low 77, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Were made for playing. Legs for crossing. Feet splashing. Better things than the joint pain and swelling of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. If you're trying to manage your RA, now may be the time to ask about Xeljanz. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a small pill, not an injection or infusion, for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers have happened in patients taking Xeljanz. Don't start Xeljanz if you have any infection, unless okay with your doctor. Tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz, and routinely check certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you have been to a region where certain fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take, and if you are pregnant or plan to be. Taken twice daily, Xeljanz can reduce the joint pain and swelling of moderate to severe RA, even without methotrexate. Ask if Xeljanz is right for you.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. Our vegetables are farm-grown and prepared with the passion they deserve. Tangy peppers unite with the sweetness of tomatoes and onions to create our exquisite mesquite barbecue flavor. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
We fight a war against every foul pest that haunts your home. Backed by 85 years of experience and the strongest guarantee in the business, it's not exactly a fair fight. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
Let's try on a new coat, one that covers better, lasts longer, and protects us from the elements, inside and out. Let's go to the place with the best paint. Take it home for less. Then rock and roll. Let's do the one thing that changes everything. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Right now, Behr Premium Plus paint with an easy clean finish, just $23.96 a gallon.
I'm Mona.
I'm Beth.
And we raced around the world on a reality show.
You may know us. We were the Roller Derby Moms.
And our families are super competitive. So when we heard Walmart's clothes were better than ever, we had to put them to the test.
I love that the clothes can stand up to the kids, and this Avia line is awesome.
We're pretty tough, and these clothes are really keeping up with us.
Fit, style, performance. Discover the look of quality backed by our satisfaction guarantee. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
50 miles on a flat. Because if your tires keep rolling, your day does too. And there's no better place to get your Bridgestone Drive Guard tires than Firestone Complete Auto Care.
It's Mike Holmes.
I see you care about cleaner air.
Just be cool. You like my giant Filtrete filter?
Well, you can see why you need the right filter to capture bacteria, pollen, viruses, even pet dander.
My Healthy Living filter captures small particles 4 times better than ordinary plated filters.
It's got to be a Filtrete filter, especially with this little one breathing that air all day.
She likes you.
Oh, you are cute.
Do you babysit?
I do, actually. It's part-time. Make it right with Filtrete filters. Filtrete, a better filter means better air.
Don't just visit New York. Visit TripAdvisor New York. With millions of reviews, TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
The drought in California is now in its 3rd year, and it's only getting worse. It's taking its toll on agriculture and with the increasing wildfires. Meteorologist Nick Walker shows us some dramatic satellite images released by NASA that show California literally turning brown.
California residents have been watching their vegetation turn brown for some time now. In 119 years of records, 2013 was the driest year of them all. And so far, this year, we've seen no improvement. Now, satellite photos from NASA show in a powerful way the loss of vegetation from California's Central Valley. Look at this image, taken 3 years ago in July of 2011, just as the driest period was beginning. See all the green in that valley? Now, look at the satellite photo taken in late June of this year. Much of the green from the state's farmlands has disappeared, and many fields have been left neglected and brown due to the lack of water. Also notice how much smaller the lakes and reservoirs are in this shot compared with the photograph from 3 years ago. And the Sierra snow cover, what a difference. Look at all the white in this shot. By May of this year, the water content of that snow, only 18% of normal. Now, the latest drought monitor maps also illustrate this difference. 3 years ago, the drought was almost non-existent. Look at that. Now, the entire state is at least in severe drought. The light red areas show how much is in extreme drought, and the dark red shows the area in exceptional drought. Now, with the release of these dramatic satellite pictures, NASA reminds us there is no quick fix to the drought, that it will take years of above-average precipitation and strict limits on water usage in order to bring the familiar green back to this picture. I'm meteorologist Nick Walker.
All right, thank you, Nick. Well, right now, how about some good news? Everybody wants to hear some good news on a Friday. Well, a large family in New Jersey was affected by Superstorm Sandy. Well, several members of the family, they lost their homes. Well, now 17 siblings and 3 others won, get this, a $20 million jackpot, ranging in age from 53, that's the youngest, to 76. They started playing the lottery with their late mother and have continued the tradition for 10 years. I tell you what, that mother was a strong one.
It's just amazing to us, you know, that here it is. We have 3 or 4 family members that lost their homes in Sandy. We have a family member who lost his life. He's dedicated state worker and father. And it couldn't come at a better time.
Absolutely, a great time indeed. Well, they decided to opt for the lump sum payment, and that is a whopping $10 million for all 17 of them. So they'll just split it down the line and make their mom happy. They're not going to be fighting over that one. All right, let's show you the 7-day forecast for today. Expect to see storms out there once again across parts of the Midwest. It is coming down in the northern tier. You can see from Minnesota as well as into Missouri. And some of these areas have already picked up about 5 inches of rainfall. Down in the southeast, you know about this. More storms out there along that pesky front. And then for the 4 corners, we're looking at rain. For the northeast today, tomorrow, still looking nice out there. But notice by tomorrow, adding in the threat for some stronger storms out there, it looks like we're going to see some tornadoes right around 2 to 3. So the main threat is going to be the damaging winds as well as the hail for parts of the Ohio Valley, spreading into Missouri as well as into Nebraska. But we can't rule out the isolated tornado. For the northeast, notice some clouds starting to roll in, but really rain around for the western part of New York as well as into PA, and then it just kind of takes over as that front is really just going to be stalling out and making its way over towards the east. The southeast, starting to see the rain starting to taper off. Notice still hot in Dallas, but there's some relief on the way. By Monday, many areas are going to be looking at temperatures running about 5 to 10 degrees below average. Minneapolis, Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, sunshine and quiet for you. Cooler temperatures. Notice some rain down towards the south as well as in the southeast. Temperatures in the 80s generally for the northeast. And look at that big cool down for Tuesday. High of 79 degrees for New York. The same for Boston. Atlanta 83. At least you'll see some sunshine out there. And Weather Center Live continues.
At every Ford dealership, you'll find the works. It's a complete checkup of the services your vehicle needs. So prepare your car for any road trip by taking it to an expert Ford technician. Because no matter your destination, good maintenance helps you save at the pump.
Get our multi-point inspection with a synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, and more for $29.95 or less.
Get a complete vehicle checkup only at your Ford dealer.
Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything. Everything. With Hershey's Spreads, the possibilities are delicious.
Xfinity. Stay connected to more of what you love.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I don't just make things for a living. I take pride in them. So when my moderate to severe chronic plaque psoriasis was also on display, I'd had it. I finally had a serious talk with my dermatologist. This time, he prescribed Humira, adalimumab. Humira helps to clear the surface of my skin by actually working inside my body. In clinical trials, most adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis saw 75% skin clearance. And the majority of people were clear or almost clear in just 4 months.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal events such as infections, lymphoma, or other types of cancer have happened. Blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure have occurred. Before starting Humira, your doctor should test you for TB. Ask your doctor if you live in or have been to a region where certain fungal infections are common. Tell your doctor if you have had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have symptoms such as fever, fatigue, cough, or sores. You should not start Humira if you have any kind of infection.
Make the most of every moment. Ask your dermatologist about Humira today. Clearer skin is possible.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge. Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing 2 men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose. All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
So while the Qin dynasty united China, the Han...
Dr. Caro, what are you doing?
Trying to find the best hotel price for an upcoming conference. I have 3 lectures today, and this takes a while.
Well, why don't you use Kayak? It compares hundreds of hotel sites in seconds to find you the best deal.
Because although I'm an adjunct professor, it is not my job.
If you want the best of baseball all season long, Xfinity from Comcast gives you the best seat in the house. With MLB Network, you get live games 4 nights a week, plus 24/7 insider coverage and live look-ins every night. It's your all-access pass to all of Major League Baseball. Get MLB Network plus over 80 additional channels when you upgrade to Digital Preferred TV for just $9.99 more a month for 12 months. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Mom and Dad told us they had just made their funeral and burial prearrangements. We thought they already had taken care of that. When we learned it was through Beth Israel and Eternal Light, we knew everything would be handled in the most caring and professional way. We realized it would be one of the most difficult days of our lives. It inspired my husband and me to make our own prearrangements so the burden wouldn't fall on our children when that day comes. It's not an easy thing to think about, but I'm so glad we did.
Again, 855-547-6651. That's 855-547-6651.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Well, welcome back to Weather Center Live. It's time now for your tropical update. And for the latest, we bring in hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel.
Well, right now across parts of the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean Sea, it is pretty quiet out there. Not a whole lot of clouds. We have some moving through the Lesser Antilles. Those are associated with the remnants of Tropical Depression 2, but bringing no more than some showers and maybe some gusty winds, although if you look at the surface wind flow, there's no obvious sign of any circulation. The wind flow is nearly uniform out of the east, and that's the way I expect it to be over the next couple of days with no big swirlies in there, and that's good news, certainly tropical development-wise. Let's have a look farther to the east across the deep tropical Atlantic. We don't have anything really going on out there. All systems quiet. But unlike that in the Atlantic, it is very different in the Pacific. Mother Nature seems angry. The atmosphere is completely agitated out here with all kinds of systems to monitor over the next several days. Each one of these circles represents an area that we're going to watch closely for the possibility of development, and in fact, one of those already has developed into Tropical Storm Genevieve. Winds are 45 miles per hour, moving toward the west at 10 miles per hour. A long way, over 1,000 miles from Hawaii, but kind of moving in that direction, like this, more toward the west. It's expected to weaken along that path, but keeping interests in mind in Hawaii by the middle or the end of next week for the possibility of at least a remnant low, maybe some moisture getting close to our 50th state. Now, in the last several weeks and overall this season, we've been pretty quiet in the Atlantic. Only one named storm so far. That was Arthur. We had that tropical depression, too, move through the Caribbean. But in the Pacific, totally different story. I mean, it's been really active, 7 named storms just in the East Pacific alone. And one of the reasons why we've seen that kind of asymmetry in activity may have something to do with the fact that it's been unusually moist in the East Pacific and unusually dry in the Atlantic. Tropical systems like to develop in moist environments and don't like to develop in dry environments, and that may have something to do with what we're seeing sort of activity-wise between the Pacific and the Atlantic. Guys, back to you.
All right, and that was Dr. Greg Postel. Well, you know it is amazing out there, but how about up there? An annual meteor shower that's going on right now is about to reach its peak.
And as Kelly Beatty shows us from Sky and Telescope magazine, the timing couldn't be better.
You know, everybody loves to see meteors or shooting stars flashing across the sky. And on the night of July 28th, that's a Monday night, we have a weak one coming up. It's called the Delta Aquariid meteor shower. It gets that name because the meteors seem to radiate from the constellation Aquarius, which rises around midnight. So what you want to do is find yourself a really dark spot, free from any lights that are shining in your eyes, and look up. You might see, maybe 10 of these per hour. Now, they hit the atmosphere high up at about 27 miles per second, but they'll look like very brief, momentary streaks in the sky. Now, the nice thing about these is that there's no moon that night, so even though there aren't very many of them, you won't have moonlight to compete with. So get out there and take a look.
All right, looks pretty good. So, but where are the better locations? Where are we going to be able to see these meteors as we look ahead to Monday night? Chicago, not a bad site for it as the temperatures will be in the 50s. Kind of cool.
Yeah, and the same for Seattle, 57 degrees. Los Angeles, beautiful for you. The Midwest is kind of the nice spot. I'll let you break out the bad news where the rain's going to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, across the Northeast, we're going to still be finding scattered showers in the forecast. So New York, you may not be able to see so many meteors because the clouds around, and that could be the same maybe towards New Orleans or Mobile with a few showers right along the coast.
Well, we have a severe weather threat in the Midwest to tell you about.
And showers and thunderstorms could be headed your way. So next, we're going to show you the shower threat and when all of it is going to be moving out.
Yeah, that's right. But we want to look at the radar right now. Things are already getting pretty lively out there. You're looking at Missouri as well as into Illinois. That's right along Interstate 72 as well as 64. St. Louis right now getting hammered, moving into the Boot Hill. And also Peoria, Illinois, heads up for you right along 55.
And then after this, we're going to have a polar air invasion. It's going to take us into the beginning of August. We'll tell you about the cooler weather for the Midwest coming up.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Center live a day after a deadly tornado ripped through Virginia. We are tracking more severe weather. We'll let you know who's at risk today.
And those storms will make for much cooler air when they clear out, though. It'll be a welcome relief for those still baking in the central U.S. And parts of the southeast are staying soaked. But will your weekend be a washout? All the details as Weather Center Live continues right now. Good morning, everybody, especially on the West Coast. If you're just now joining us, it is 10 in the morning for you.
Yeah, and it's 1 p.m. for us here at the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta. I'm Jennifer Delgado. We are tracking more strong storms out there for you today. And Jen, the other Jen, is going to get you in front of today's weather headlines.
Yeah, let's talk about these areas of storminess. And one spot is going to be across the Midwest. Another location later in the weekend will be in the Northeast. And, of course, in the South, we have those pop-up scattered showers and thunderstorms. First, though, in the Midwest, as we go through today and tonight, we're going to see more of that heavy rain across Missouri and Illinois and continuing its eastward progression into Indiana. In the Northeast, Sunday is the big day for the rain and the thunderstorms. So if you have something to do, make sure you do it on Sunday or Saturday, as Sunday is the day for the rain. In the South today, we could see the showers just continuing anywhere in Florida, popping up in Myrtle Beach and all the way over towards New Orleans. Let's find out about the storms in the Midwest now with Jen.
That's right. And we start off with Chicago for you today. It is the afternoon, 12 o'clock, and it is cloudy, it is gray, and it's cool. Right now, 72 degrees. We're going to be looking at some rain in your forecast, and it looks like it's going to be a wet one out there even for the weekend. As we look across parts of the Midwest, storms are going to be propping up as we go later into the afternoon. And here's why. We have a really active jet stream, and this is going to be in place. At the same time, we have a warm front out there. We're already seeing some storms firing up right along it, and there's our cold front. Well, this all has to move somewhere. It's going to be sliding over towards the east as it does through tomorrow. We'll be looking at that severe weather threat, but we track it right now, and you can see right across parts of Missouri as well as into Illinois. As we zoom in a bit more for you, looking at right along 64, right in the areas including St. Louis, as well as into Springfield and as well as into Peoria. A lot of lightning out there as well. Now we look at some of the accumulations out there. 5.2 inches of rainfall. Here is Kirksville. Some of the heavier amounts, including parts of Iowa as well as in that northeastern part of Missouri, so wet times there. This is just your last 24-hour rainfall total as we go through today and tonight. Looking at scattered storms around in the green for Fort Wayne, Detroit, as well as into St. Louis. Here comes tomorrow and that severe weather threat all along that front. This is for Springfield, Indianapolis, as well as Detroit. Now we're looking at mainly just some damaging winds out there as well as hail, but we can rule out the chance of a few isolated tornadoes out there. So certainly something to be watching. For today at 2 o'clock, 76 degrees. 4 o'clock, here comes your storm activity for you, Chi-Town. So get things done early. And then even at midnight, we're still looking at some of those hit or miss thunderstorms. Here is Indianapolis, 86 degrees for you on Saturday. And then as notice on Sunday, 85, and still looking at the potential for more of those thunderstorms around to end out your weekend. Right now, back over to Jen.
And let's head up into New York, see how the Big Apple is looking. Oh, it was hot and humid yesterday, wasn't it? But today here in Rockefeller Center, down at the Sea Grill, it's beautiful. We are finding great weather as far as the dew points. They have been dropping. That means your humidity levels have been lower and lots of sunshine. Oh, Times Square. Yeah, there's a few people. They're always there, but it looks nice to walk around and walk anywhere you need to go across the Northeast because we have a refreshing change. Try to get out there today and enjoy it because it's going to be going away as we move into the end of the weekend. Here's what's bringing us all that beautiful weather. That area of high pressure is bringing us lots of sunshine, lots of comfortable temperatures. And as far as the afternoon highs, how about 74 in Buffalo? I'll take that. 77 in Pittsburgh, lower 80s around Philly, and upper 70s for you in Boston. Now, as we look off towards Sunday and into Monday, that is when the storm system is going to be moving closer to you. And we are going to find not only a chance of rain, but even a chance for some severe weather. It could even start in Pittsburgh, Western PA, Erie for you tomorrow, late in the day, and then continue towards the east as we move into Sunday. So Sunday is going to be the day for the thunderstorm threat, and it's going to continue to stick around for you on Monday as well. So scattered showers by the end of the weekend. Today, tomorrow, not too bad at all with the middle 80s around New York, 80s right through Sunday and Monday. But towards the end of the week and into the beginning of next week is when and a good chance for storms, and also a chance for storms here in the mid-Atlantic. Watch out in D.C. tomorrow. Before that system moves in, it'll be hot with a high of 92. Jennifer?
All right, thank you, Jen. Well, right now we look at this video coming in out of Virginia where the governor, Terry McAuliffe, is actually surveying some of the damage left behind. This is at a campground in Northampton County, where we do know from yesterday's tornado that 2 people died and 36 other people were injured. The governor said the storm damage was incredible.
Wait till you tour and see these campers, these gigantic campers. Some of them are just gone. They're obliterated. And some of the family members are back there right now picking out of the wreckage, whatever they can get, whatever, family items they can get out of it. Other gigantic huge campers are literally just flipped upside down. It's an incredible sight to see.
All right. Well, again, you saw the video there, the damage left behind in Virginia. Well, a different story in Miami Beach. Yes, clouds around, but they're also going to be looking at thunderstorm activity. Not expecting anything severe there. It's just not going to be the perfect beach weather that you expect when you go to Miami and what you want. Well, as we look at the forecast across parts of the South, yes, we're still looking at more storms out there, and it's all because we still have a stationary front out there. At the same time, you remember yesterday we talked about a cold front coming through. Well, this is all going to trigger more storms out there for today. I got a lot of moisture out there to be tracking. As we show you, here it is. There's the boundary system, and thunderstorms and lightning spreading across parts of Florida, mainly up towards the north. A little bit of activity down towards Miami, but overall things have really quieted down. Now we look at today's forecast. You see the green? Well, that means you're going to be needing that umbrella at times, especially as we go later into the afternoon as well as in the early evening. The same for tomorrow, but notice we're going to shrink some of that coverage in the form of the green, so it's going to be more southern. So that's a bit of improvement now than before eventually seeing this washing out. For Friday, high of 86 degrees, isolated thunderstorms around for Friday, Saturday, as well as into Sunday. Warm, a high of 90 degrees. And then how about you in Jacksonville? More of those 90s, a touch warmer than Miami. 93 on Saturday, 93 on Sunday. Hit or miss storms for you. From Jacksonville, we go to Panama City. 87 for a high on Friday. Isolated storms on Saturday as well as Sunday. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. So really, the weather is not going to be so perfect, but hey, at least you're still on vacay, right? Weather Center Live continues. Don't go anywhere.
Jenna posts, you know there's a problem when a golf cart accelerates faster than the car you drive. Hashtag new car, please. Great news, Jenna. The Honda Summer Clearance event is the perfect time to upgrade to a sporty new Civic. It comes loaded with cool standard features like a rearview camera, Bluetooth, and Pandora compatibility.
Call your mother.
I'm working, Pop-Pop.
Hurry in to get a great deal on a Honda, named Most Trusted Brand by KBB.com. The Honda Summer Clearance event is on now at your Honda dealer.
At PetSmart, we believe pets make us better people. They inspire us to remember things like life begins at 5:01 and when to choose our battles. For over 25 years, the pet-loving associates at PetSmart have helped you create more moments like these while giving back to the community, saving over 5 million lives and transforming unlikely places into dog parks. At PetSmart, we're in it to create more moments like these every day. PetSmart, inspired by pets.
So we're all set?
Yep, with Xfinity Internet, your family can use all their devices at once. Works anywhere in the house, even the garage.
Max, what's going on?
We're doing a tech startup. We're streamlining an algorithm. We're going public!
The fastest in-home Wi-Fi for your entire family. The X1 Entertainment Operating System. Only from Xfinity.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90, chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 77, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's morning headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Bring your style to life. Get 10% off new Valspar Reserve interior and exterior paint at Lowe's.
Great. This is the last thing I need.
Seriously? The last thing you need is some guy giving you a new catalytic converter when all you got is a loose gas cap. Let's take this puppy over to Midas and get you some of that good old Midas touch. Dude, you know what? I'll drive. I really didn't think this through.
It's time to take a closer look at your tires. Get up to $160 back by mail on a set of 4 Goodyear, Cooper, and other select brands. Tires, brakes, oil, everything.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, discover the gold standard of luxury hybrids with the most complete hybrid line of any luxury automaker, including the fuel-efficient CT and ES hybrids. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
And welcome back. You're watching Weather Center Live. Hello, St. Louis. Right now we have temperatures in the 70s, and you're looking at the arch over the Mississippi River. And Mississippi River is not usually so blue. That's kind of the problem with St. Louis. All right, so let's talk about the forecast. Normally in July, I can attest to you, it is hot, it is steamy, it is just always miserable out there. But much cooler air is going to be on the way next week, and we're talking temperatures below average. Well, you can thank the jet stream for visiting and bringing all this air down towards the south. We'll see that across parts of the Midwest. Even the south is going to get some relief. This is a big old dip and the jet stream. It's going to be around for next week. Temperatures, if you're in the darker shade of blue, 10 to 15 degrees below average. That means you're going to have to break out a couple of jackets, especially in the morning. 5 to 10 degrees below average for parts of Arkansas, as well as into Tennessee, Kentucky, western parts of Virginia. This is going to be spectacular. A nice little relief from the summer. But for Monday, highs in the 70s out there. And then as we head into Tuesday, 80 Des Moines, 80 St. Louis, 76 in Chicago. Seems like all the time we're talking about 70s and 80s out there. Well, this is going to last even through Wednesday. And the better news is the humidity is not going to be a problem like it has been. As we show you, typically you should be pretty close to 90 degrees in St. Louis. Well, for Monday, 79, 80 degrees on Tuesday. We're going to keep you in the 80s all the way through the end of next week. Chicago, much cooler once again. You had a taste of this a couple weeks ago. Your average should be 84 degrees. We're going to keep the 70s around for Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday, you return to 80 degrees, still well below average. And then for Detroit, 70 degrees on Monday, 73 degrees on Tuesday. We're going to keep you in the 70s pretty much, it looks like, all through next week. And your average high, if you're wondering, 83 degrees. Jennifer, we'll send it over to you. I have to tell you, that's pretty spectacular.
All right, we look forward to that because it has been quite a mess here in Muscatine, Iowa, right along the river where we've had some major heavy rainfall, and that saturated the ground early this morning. More than 5 inches has been reported, and by the time people in this town woke up, they had to deal with several inches of rainfall, and we still have some more rain in the forecast. Let's talk about the next few days. We're going to be keeping a close eye on that system across Iowa and back over into Illinois because it's going to continue to just saturate you with some very heavy rainfall as we go throughout the day. And this is eventually going to be pushing towards the east, and it'll go into the Ohio Valley. Today, we're also watching for those scattered showers and thunderstorms to pop up anywhere from Florida and right along the Gulf Coast. Now, as we look ahead to tomorrow, that is when we're going to be watching out for the threat of severe weather, maybe even an isolated tornado. Areas shaded in red anywhere from Omaha over towards Springfield, Illinois, back over into Columbus and Ohio and into Pittsburgh. The threat for severe weather in the form of hail and gusty winds, and again, a few tornadoes are possible. Saturday night into Sunday, it continues for the Ohio Valley and it pushes into the mid-Atlantic and up into the Northeast. But this is all ahead of that cooler air, that lower humidity air mass as well. So temperatures for Monday in Chicago going to drop off with highs only in the low 70s and 79 in Minneapolis. But still out ahead of it, we have the rain to deal with. It'll still go on Monday across the Northeast and throughout the South and even up towards the Central Rockies as that front just kind of sits over Denver. It's going to stay there for a few days into next week and keep a good chance for some scattered showers in your forecast. That'll include Dallas and Oklahoma, even down into Houston as we go into Wednesday. But still fairly comfortable across the Midwest, the Northeast, and even parts of the South as we look ahead to Wednesday and even into Thursday. Thursday along the Gulf Coast, maybe we'll see a few more showers, and rain is back in the forecast towards the end of next week in Chicago and across the Great Lakes. Jennifer?
All right, well, as hurricane season marches on, we are keeping an eye on every square mile of the tropics. And now we have a new named storm to tell you about. Your tropical update coming up next. And he's been recording weather for over 80 years and never was paid a dime for it. That's called love.
Presenting the science behind Behr's most advanced exterior paint and primer ever. Behr Marquee. In competitive tests, Behr came out on top. The tough non-stick surface resists dirt buildup. The advanced UV protection makes the color last longer. Behr makes the beauty yours to keep. With Behr Marquee. Exclusively at the Home Depot. Good, better, Behr.
I'm Mona. I'm Beth. And we raced around the world on a reality show.
You may know us. We were the Roller Derby Moms.
And our families are super competitive. So when we heard Walmart's clothes were better than ever, we had to put them to the test.
I love that the clothes can stand up to the kids, and this Avia line is awesome.
We're pretty tough, and these clothes are really keeping up with us.
Fit, style, performance. Discover the look of quality backed by our satisfaction guarantee. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
50 miles on a flat. Because if your tires keep rolling, your day does too. And there's no better place to get your Bridgestone Drive Guard tires than Firestone Complete Auto Care.
West didn't end where Columbus landed. Not on the banks of the Mississippi or even the coast of California. The new Ram 1500 EcoDiesel with 9,200 pounds of towing and 28 highway miles per gallon. West will never end. Guts, glory, Ram.
When it's hot outside, it can get dangerously hot inside your car. So this summer, make sure you look before you lock. The Weather Channel proudly supports kidsincars.org in their efforts to
Sonoma, California, here you come. Yes, you could be on your way to beautiful Sonoma. Visit Isle Casino Pompano Park for our $20,000 Sonoma Saturday Sweepstakes. Saturday, July 26th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. 5 winners get $250 in band play. At 10 p.m., 1 winner will be on their way to Sonoma with $15,000 in cash. Receive 1 free entry every day and earn more with play. Only at Isle Casino Pompano Park.
My husband worked at a power plant where the asbestos fell like snow.
My dad got mesothelioma from asbestos.
Oh, the diagnosis was devastating.
We chose Cooney and Conway because they're highly experienced in this area.
They were more than lawyers. They were human beings.
There was no money up front.
It showed my sons that there is justice in the world.
Call 1-800-322-5573. Cooney and Conway. Justice with a passion.
Supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Don't wait. Call now.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, strong winds from Matmo left one Chinese fisherman in need of a rescue. The former typhoon inundated his boat as it made landfall Wednesday night. Now, the anchor unhooked and sent the boat drifting into rough seas. Police, they dispatched a larger ship to save the man, and the fisherman says he was never worried, though, because he sets out to sea quite a bit. Hey, no problem for me.
Yeah, I'm not worried about being in the South China Sea off of Fuzhou in the middle of a typhoon.
That's crazy.
No worries.
Well, let's find out what is going on right now, and welcome back, everybody, here to Weather Center Live. This is Hurricane Central.
And we are looking at a string of activity. There's a string of activity in the Pacific, and one of those could become our next powerful storm of the season.
Well, we have the guy with the answer. Here's hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel standing by to give us the latest.
Right now in the West Pacific, it's not nearly as busy as it's been. It's now over in the East Pacific, closer to Mexico and the United States. Let's have a look. You can see all these circles right now represent areas to watch. Potential development may occur in each one of those zones. And in fact, some development has already occurred with one of those, Tropical Storm Genevieve, right there. That circle, it's estimated to have 45-mile-per-hour winds moving toward the west at 10 miles per hour, a long way from Hawaii, but kind of moving in that direction, guys. And if you remember, about a week ago, we had Tropical Storm Wally move in roughly the same direction. It weakened before it got to Hawaii, but brought some moisture with it and obviously some flooding rains. This one kind of heading that way. It's got a long way to go. This would be like the middle of next week. So we will monitor this closely, and hopefully it won't get too close. Certainly not close enough to produce some rainfall, but as I said, we'll keep an eye on it for you. Elsewhere in the tropics, it's very quiet over the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean Sea, and the Atlantic. These clouds right in here, these are the remnants of old tropical depression 2 that are moving through the Lesser Antilles right in here, bringing some showers, maybe some thunderstorms and some slightly gusty winds, but that's really about it, because if you look at the surface wind flow, what you see is nearly a uniform east wind across the entire region. There are no swirlies wrapped up in there, so no storms now, no big storms likely anytime soon. That prevailing east wind will continue to sort of direct the routine shower activity across the Caribbean for the next several days. Farther to the east, across the deep tropical Atlantic, rain showers are hard to come by, no doubt about that. Even in areas that we might expect to see some robust thunderstorms, we don't. We have a little area of storms coming off of Africa associated with a tropical wave that's likely moving westward, but development with that not likely over the next couple of days. Guys, back to you.
All right, that was Dr. Greg Postel. Well, a New York man says he proudly serves his country by keeping a close eye on the weather. The man from Long Island has been recording weather data since 1930.
Here's Reagan Midgie with the story.
Richard Hendrickson of Bridgehampton, New York on Long Island proudly takes us on a tour of his backyard.
That gives you the temperature and records it in the house. Now,
what is this one?
Split a big raindrop. See the knife edge? 84.
You can see that?
Sure.
Hendrickson has been keeping track of temperatures and the amount of rain and snowfall in his yard for 84 years, volunteering as a cooperative observer for the National Weather Service in New York.
He started taking observations in 1930. He was 18 years old. He worked hard on his family's farm, and a neighbor who was taking observations for the government, for the National Weather Service, had to give it up, and he was looking for someone to take over the responsibility.
Every day for the past 84 years, Richard Hendrickson would head out to his backyard here on Long Island and collect all the weather data for the National Weather Service. He would first make a stop to the thermometer shelter, but let him explain the rest.
I read the lowest temperature last night, the present temperature now.
He calls our office every single morning, 7 days a week, and he talks to us, gives us the report, and maybe tells us a little anecdote or maybe a little bit of something that he recollects from the past as he was taking his observation.
And this is what I do.
While with us, Hendrickson kept us entertained, happy he was receiving a record-breaking award for his years of service, but not taking himself too seriously.
There's other people that do the same thing, too.
Yeah, but 84 years? That's a long time.
Some of them get paid, I don't.
You do it because you love it.
That hurts me.
At every Ford dealership, you'll find the works. It's a complete checkup of the services your vehicle needs. So prepare your car for any road trip by taking it to an expert Ford technician. Because no matter your destination, good maintenance helps you save at the pump.
Get our multi-point inspection with the synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, and more for $29.95 or less.
Get a complete vehicle checkup only at your Ford dealer.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah?
We've got Allstate, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Well, I found this new thing called
Allstate Quick Photo Claim.
It's an app. You understand that? Just take photos of the damage with your phone and upload them to Allstate.
Really?
So you get a
quicker estimate, quicker payment,
quicker back to normal.
I just did it. But maybe you can find an app that will help you explain this to your father.
Introducing Quick Photo Claim. Just another way Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Love OPI color on your nails?
You know I do.
Then why not try it on your walls?
Say what?
It's the OPI color palette only from Clark & Kensington.
Tell me more.
Ace now offers the colors of OPI and paint for your home.
Am I dreaming?
Nope. Paint your walls to match your manicure with colors like Can't Find My Checkbook, even Don't Touch My Tutu.
Did she say tutu?
Sure did. It's the OPI color palette exclusively at the Paint Studio at Ace.
Ace is a place with helpful hardware, folks.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Pro painters count on Scotch Blue. Now with advanced Edge-Lock paint line protector for even sharper paint lines.
I am a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Scotch Blue Painter Stamp.
Are you ready to take it all off this summer?
I took it all off, and I'm glad I did. 35 pounds gone.
If you said that I could get in a bathing suit again, I'd say you're crazy. But I did it.
There's still time to look hot and feel great this summer. And now, lose your first 5 pounds fast with a Fast 5 from Nutrisystem.
I've lost 40.5 pounds on Nutrisystem, and I feel fabulous.
You'll lose 5 pounds your first week or your money back, guaranteed.
I'm Erin, and I lost 30 pounds.
Order your 28-day My Way plan right now, and we'll rush you the Fast 5 free. You'll get 1 week of fantastic energizing shakes, 1 week of amazing craving crusher shakes, 1 week of delicious meals, all free. And the best news, call in the next 4 minutes and you'll also get the all-new smoothies, absolutely free. Millions of people have lost weight with Nutrisystem, and now you can too. Time is running out. Call now and get all this, plus 1 week of smoothies free. Don't wait.
Call 877-314-SIZE and lose your first 5 pounds free.
Hundreds of amateur astronomers gather at Cherry Springs to catch a glimpse of the stars in the Milky Way. They turn to the Weather Channel forecast to find clear skies and low humidity for the best views of the cosmos.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90, chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 77, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's morning headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
To Weather Center Live coming up on 30 minutes past the hour.
And we are tracking more strong storms and heavy rain today, plus even some record-breaking heat.
Yeah, some heat out there, but we're going to see some cooler air in place, and it's so unusual to see something like this happening for this time of the year. But right now, I think I'm going to get you out in front of the weather headlines. You know, it's easier to tell when you have a different name than your co-host, but when you both have the same name, it all blurs in. Okay, today, Midwest, severe threat. The Northeast, weekend storms for you, and then the Southwest, well, it is just going to be miserably hot there. As we show you some of the graphics here, we're looking at thunderstorms around in areas including the shaded green area, and that includes the Midwest as well as into the Ohio Valley. And then for the Northeast, well, you're going to get a taste of this, especially on Sunday, and we're looking at thunderstorms around, and we're also going to be looking at the potential for some heavier rainfall as this boundary is going to be kind of stalling out. Now we'll jump ahead for today. Hot and dangerously hot across parts of the Southwest. Look at those temperatures out there. 108 for Phoenix, 109 in Yuma, and this is not your heat index. This is the actual temperature, so it's going to feel even warmer, even though it's that dry heat. Right now, we turn it over to Jen.
And let's go right into Indianapolis and see how things are looking here. Well, no, we're seeing a little bit of quiet weather for now. That's expected to change, though, and more rain is in the forecast. It has been a wet summer so far across central Indiana, but more storms are expected to move closer to you, may even get here as we get into the evening hours. As far as your forecast, we're going to continue to watch and worry about the areas just across eastern Iowa into western Missouri, as we've been watching a lot of moisture just sitting over it. We had this warm front draped right into the area, and a lot of rain has been focused right over that warm front, even a few thunderstorms. Nothing severe as far as storms is concerned, but a lot of lightning. The worst of this has just been flash flooding. We've had a lot of heavy rain in a short time. You can see it's kind of just barely moving off towards the east and also jogging to the south, kind of following the river here just to the north of you in St. Louis. But it's been raining for an hour or two around Springfield. A lot of heavy rain back over to the west, and that's going to continue to be the case as we go through the next few hours. We've had estimated rainfall amounts of anywhere from 3.5 inches of rain to just over 5 inches of rain, and this has all happened within the past 12 hours. We're going to look for that storm system to continue today. It'll push farther towards the east tonight and bring widely scattered showers across the Great Lakes. But tomorrow is the day that we could find some rough weather, damaging winds, hail, maybe even a few tornadoes, anywhere from Pittsburgh along I-70 to Indianapolis, back to Springfield, and once again over into Missouri and eastern Iowa. This is the area we're going to continue to watch as we go into Saturday and Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. For Chicago, maybe a few thunderstorms later tonight, but I think the heavier rain will be just to your south. Your temperatures today in the 70s, and they'll stay in the 70s right through the weekend. Jennifer?
All right, well, I have some perfect weather to talk about right now, and you are in the Philadelphia area enjoying the beautiful stuff out there. Look at that. Sunshine, 79 degrees. You're looking at the river and the beautiful skyline. Well, no rain in the forecast for you today, but there is going to be some rain out there. That arrives as we head into the weekend, but at least you'll still get Saturday out of this. Okay, let's break it down. And look, we have this ridge of high pressure. This is keeping you nice and dry, sunshine, all the clouds, everything to the east as well as to the west. But as we go through your next couple days, weather will be changing. 75 for a day high in Buffalo, 81 Albany, 81 in New York, and 79 in Boston. As we look at the forecast, all this moisture, it's just going to be surging in, especially as we go Sunday into Monday. Here's our warm front. This is the cold front that's going to be moving over towards the east as it does. Thunderstorm activity out there. As we look ahead through Saturday, we're going to see some of the storms around from parts of the Ohio Valley. Severe out there. We're looking main threat winds as well as hail. On Sunday, adding in rain for you. Still might see the potential for some stronger storms, especially in the afternoon. And then Monday, it's still going to be raining out there. Yeah, for you, New York, Boston, and Portland, as well as even into Philadelphia. Here it is for you, your forecast for D.C. Happy Friday today. Beautiful out there. 93 83, warmer tomorrow, sunshine, 86 on Sunday, and then on Monday, 87 degrees. And then for Philly, you see it there, 88 for Saturday. Do everything you can tomorrow. Over to you.
All right, Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe is touring the damaged areas from the tornado that killed 2 people at a campground yesterday. 36 other people were injured. The governor said as tragic as it was to lose 2 people in the storm, it could have been far worse.
Thank goodness that a lot more folks were not killed here. When you walk around here and you see these trees that are just snapped like twigs, and all these campers just upended, upside down, and some of them just totally destroyed, the idea that there were only 2 fatalities, I think God was looking down at us yesterday.
And today, our Dave Malkoff is at the Cherry Stone Family Campground in Virginia. He says more than 1,000 people were there when the storm hit yesterday morning.
This place was packed when that tornado roared through just off the bay here, with 1,300 moms, dads, kids, and campground workers. It's hard to describe how terrifying this was until you see this.
Okay, so I'm in my camper right now, and something crazy is going on outside.
Fear grips vacationers inside the Cherry Stone Campground in eastern Virginia.
I'm so scared.
Inside RVs and tents, more than 1,000 people on the campground could do nothing but wait as an EF1 tornado with 100-mile-per-hour winds turned serenity into terror.
Look at the tree, it fell on that guy's camper. Oh my God. Look, I know.
It wasn't until the storm passed when the full scale was revealed. Vehicles were flipped, trees were snapped apart, and 2 people, a couple from New Jersey, died when a tree smashed down on their tent. Their 13-year-old son was critically injured.
I thought we were going to die. I just saw everything flip, and first thing you think is is your daughter dead? It's like it's scary.
As more and more people made their way from their flipped vehicles and shredded tents, the severity of the damage hit many unexpectedly.
Multiple trailers flipped over, trees on top of trailers and cars. It looked like a war zone. It was bad.
I didn't realize that campers flipped until I went down my road, and you just saw them. It was horrible.
There were 1,328 adults and children here at the campground, with an additional 40 staff members. Our Northampton County deputies and Virginia State Police troopers have been going literally door to door, camper to camper, tent to tent to make sure that all of those individuals are accounted for.
And all throughout the day, campers will be coming in and out of here. Many of them either lost their vehicles or left their vehicles here on the property. That's why we've got the school buses running in and out of here. They're shuttling folks to and from the campsite so they can pick back the pieces of their lives that they left here on the campground. On the eastern shore of Virginia, I'm Dave Malkoff, the Weather Channel.
Now we want to head to the southwest and talk about the heat. It's going to continue to build as we go through the weekend, and temperatures are going to be running a few degrees above average. It was a hot one yesterday with a record high of 116 in Phoenix. And the big concern here is not just the heat from this large area of high pressure, but the gusty winds from a few thunderstorms. We have a blowing dust advisory around Phoenix. Along I-10, we could immediately get a dust storm, and that certainly could cause some trouble. Today's temperatures 108 in Phoenix to 101 in Vegas. They really aren't going to change much over the weekend. Anywhere from 5 to almost 8 degrees above average for you. We'll have more on the weekend forecast next.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Start a team. Join a team. Walk to end Alzheimer's. Visit alz.org/walk today.
It's Mike Holmes.
I see you care about cleaner air.
Just be cool. You like my giant Filtrete filter?
Well, you can see why you need the right filter to capture bacteria, pollen, viruses, even pet dander.
My Healthy Living filter captures small particles 4 times better than ordinary plated filters.
It's got to be a Filtrete filter, especially with this little one breathing that air all day.
She likes you.
Oh, you are cute.
Do you babysit?
I do, actually. It's
Oh.
part-time. Make it right with Filtrete filters. Filtrete, a better filter means better air.
Recently, I sat myself down to talk things over. Sort of a reality check. And I decided I was paying too much for car insurance. So I went online for a fast, anonymous quote from the General. I got the insurance I needed, lowered my monthly payments, and picked my payment due date. I should talk to myself more often.
Get an anonymous free quote for affordable car insurance with low payments and great discounts from the General. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Let's try on a new coat, one that covers better, lasts longer, and protects us from the elements, inside and out. Let's go to the place with the best paint. Take it home for less. Then rock and roll. Let's do the one thing that changes everything. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Right now, Behr Premium Plus paint with an easy clean finish, just $23.96 a gallon.
Of milk, all the deliciousness of Hershey's syrup. Squeeze, stir, share.
How long have you had your car insurance?
How long have I had my car insurance? I don't know, 8, 10 years?
I couldn't tell you, but things were a lot less expensive back then.
If you're 50 or over, you should take a new look at your auto insurance. You may be overpaying.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Old policy, old rates.
And thanks to your experience behind the wheel, you might save $404 by switching to the AARP auto insurance program from the Hartford. Plus, you'll get benefits that reward your driving record, like our promise that you won't be dropped.
Wait, you won't drop me? Seriously?
That's right, you won't be dropped. And if you know anyone who's been dropped by their insurance company, you know that's a hassle you don't need.
Especially these days.
Plus, you'll get Recover Care, which helps pay for everyday needs like house cleaning, lawn care, and pet services if you're injured in an accident.
So my auto insurance is going to help pay the house cleaning if I'm injured?
Did you say lawn care?
And if I can't walk my dog, they'll help me pay someone to do it for me.
Call the number on your screen to switch to the AARP auto insurance program from the Hartford and be rewarded for your experience behind the wheel.
Recover Care, auto insurance that helps take care of me. Now I've seen it all.
You won't drop me, you take care of me as well as my car, and you offer savings to switch. It's unbelievable.
If you're 50 or over, call now to request your free quote.
I'm going to call.
I'm calling.
I'm calling.
I'm calling.
Call the Hartford at the number on your screen to request your free quote. 1-888-516-0184. We'll even send you this free calculator. Call 1-888-516-0184 now. Why wait?
Trees on top of trailers and cars. It looked like a war zone. It was bad. First tornado I've ever, you always see it on the news, but you don't realize the devastation.
We tracked the deadly storms as they hit Virginia yesterday. Now we know it was an EF1 tornado with winds up to 100 miles an hour that tore through the campsite, killing 2 people and injuring dozens. So let's bring in Creek Stewart. He is a survival expert and host of a new primetime show coming soon here to the Weather Channel. Creek, these storms came up very quickly. Many people saying they had no warning at all. But what should people do if they are caught in a similar situation?
Well, I'll tell you what, your biggest threats in a circumstance like we're talking about is definitely flying debris. And that certainly includes debris from trees and branches. And when you're camping, you're probably going to be around some trees. Tents and RVs were never designed to protect us from a tornado and missile-like flying debris. So taking refuge inside an RV or inside a tent is a really bad idea and a false sense of security to begin with. In fact, you're better off evacuating your tent and your RV and getting to low ground, like a below ground creek bed or a ditch or ravine where you're beneath the flying debris. The best place to be really in a situation like this is a concrete bathhouse or a recreational hall at the campground. And a lot of people don't know it, but a lot of campgrounds have tornado shelters. So it's worth taking a few seconds of your time and asking the campground when you check in if they've got one so you know exactly where it's located.
All right, some good advice there. What should people bring? Obviously, they need all the necessities for camping, but what kind of weather tools do you think that people have out there? Do they have some sort of electronic device that's telling them about the approaching weather?
Well, I mean, checking the weather on smartphones throughout your camping trip is always a good idea. But even more importantly than being abreast of what's going on with the weather is choosing your campsite to begin with. When you're camping in the woods, I have a couple of tips for choosing a good campsite. The first is when given the option between camping in low scrubby trees or big tall trees, I would always choose the low scrubby trees because big trees have big limbs, and when those big limbs come crashing to the ground in severe weather, they cause big problems. We call those widowmakers because they absolutely kill people.
All right, well, again, some great advice, and we appreciate you joining us here to tell us more about some camping survival tips. Thank you so much. That was Creek Stewart.
All right, well, let's look at your 7-day forecast. And will the weather be nice for you if you want to go camping this weekend? Well, if you're in the northern tier, looking at the Midwest, no, it is not going to be nice. It's going to be raining out there for today. Temperature's not a problem. Southeast storms around. You can see for southern parts of Georgia down towards Florida, and as well as some rain across parts of the Four Corners. The Northeast, nice today. Tomorrow, we're looking at sunshine out there, low humidity, but we're going to see a change in the form of a cold front that's going to be pushing through. This is going to be stalling out potential. We could see some of these storms training across the region as we go Saturday into Sunday. Could be looking at some flooding problems there. The main threat with the severe weather is going to be the damaging winds as well as hail. The Southwest continues to sizzle out their temperatures in the triple digits, and the same for Texas. We're looking at a high of 101 on Sunday, and then notice more of that rain will be spreading into New York City as well as into D.C., Jersey, Boston, all the way up towards Maine, and it's going to be a wet into the weekend, and we'll see that around for Monday as well. And speaking of Monday, look how quiet it's going to be in the midsection of the country. All that cold air is going to be in place, or I should say cooler air. Temperatures will be in the 70s. Rainy time still across parts of the Northeast, and then we start to see some improvement as we head until Tuesday. More sunshine around for Atlanta, and notice renewed precipitation right along the Rockies as well as the Four Corners. Weather Center Live continues.
Sometimes the best used car on the road is the one you're still using. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
Americans drink 48 billion bottles of water every year. That's enough plastic bottles to stretch around the Earth 230 times. Each Brita filter can replace 300 of those. Clean, clear Brita water. Nothing is better.
Xfinity. Stay connected to more of what you love.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90, chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 77, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Why do you want to shop the all-new electronics department at Walmart? Because you need to take your game to the next level. So, we did too. Because you need to hear beats. To truly hear beats. Because you need GoPro cameras to go do whatever you do like a pro. Because you need to watch things here or here. We've got what you need in our new electronics department. Over 1,000 more of the latest tech products from all the best brands. The tech you want, online and in-store. Save money, live better. Walmart.
I do a lot of research on Angie's List before I do any projects on my home.
I love my contractor, and I am so thankful to Angie's List for bringing us together.
Find out why more than 2 million members count on Angie's List. Angie's List. Reviews you can trust.
Our oath isn't an empty gesture. It's the heart and soul of Terminix Nation. The Terminix Ultimate Protection Guarantee. 100% satisfaction or your money back. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you can discover our gold standard of performance with the most track-tested vehicles Lexus has ever engineered, including the exhilarating IS and GS. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Sometimes you just know when you've hit a home run. That's how I feel about Blue Emu Pain Relief Spray. Odorless and fast-acting, it soothes all my muscle aches and pains. And it's convenient for those hard-to-reach places. And if you're like me, you'll love Blue Emu Super Strength Cream. It's made with real emu oil. It's non-greasy. It's a deep penetrating formula that works itself down into your joints. Take it from me, it works fast and you won't stink. Blue Emu, it works for me, it'll work for you.
What do you mean homeowners insurance doesn't cover floods?
A few inches of water caused all this?
But I don't even live near the water.
What you don't know about flood insurance may shock you, including the fact that a preferred risk...
If you want the best of baseball all season long, Xfinity from Comcast gives you the best seat in the house. With MLB Network, you get live games 4 nights a week, plus 24/7 insider coverage and live look-ins every night. It's your all-access pass to all of Major League Baseball. Get MLB Network plus over 80 additional channels when you upgrade to Digital Preferred TV for just $9.99 more a month for 12 months. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Al Packer Lincoln invites you to our summer invitation event. Enjoy summer invitation savings on Lincoln's best-selling models. Like a 2014 Lincoln MKZ, just $299 a month. Or a 2014 Lincoln MKS, just $379 a month. The summer invitation event is going on now at Al Packer Lincoln on Military Trail, home of bottom line windshield pricing. And remember,
before you buy, Price Packer.
Trading with the Better Business Bureau. Again, call Quicken Loans today or visit QuickenLoans.com.
The Coasties are back, and Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. It is now time for our tropical update. And for the very latest, we bring in hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel.
Well, right now across parts of the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean Sea, it is pretty quiet out there. Not a whole lot of clouds. We have some moving through the Lesser Antilles. Those are associated with the remnants of Tropical Depression 2, but bringing no more than some showers and maybe some gusty winds, although if you look at the surface wind flow, there's no obvious sign of any circulation. The wind flow is nearly uniform out of the east, and that's the way I expect it to be over the next couple of days with no big swirlies in there, and that's good news, certainly tropical development-wise. Let's have a look farther to the east across the deep tropical Atlantic. We don't have anything really going on out there. All systems quiet. But unlike that in the Atlantic, it is very different in the Pacific. Mother Nature seems angry. The atmosphere is completely agitated out here with all kinds of systems to monitor over the next several days. Each one of these circles represents an area that we're going to watch closely for the possibility of development. And in fact, one of those already has developed into Tropical Storm Genevieve. Winds are 45 miles per hour moving toward the west to 10 miles per hour. A long way, over 1,000 miles from Hawaii, but kind of moving in that direction like this, more toward the west. It's expected to weaken along that path, but keeping interests in mind in Hawaii by the middle or the end of next week for the possibility of at least a remnant low, maybe some moisture getting close to our 50th state. Now, in the last several weeks and overall this season, we've been pretty quiet in the Atlantic. Only one named storm so far. That was Arthur. We had that Tropical Depression 2 move through the Caribbean. But in the Pacific, totally different story. I mean, it's been really active, 7 named storms just in the East Pacific alone. And one of the reasons why we've seen that kind of asymmetry in activity may have something to do with the fact that it's been unusually moist in the East Pacific and unusually dry in the Atlantic. Tropical systems like to develop in moist environments and don't like to develop in dry environments, and that may have something to do with what we're seeing sort of activity-wise between the Pacific and the Atlantic. Guys, back to you.
Jimmy. All right. Well, you know it's amazing out there, but how about up there? An annual meteor shower that's going on right now is about to reach its peak.
And as Kelly Beatty from Sky and Telescope magazine tells us, the timing couldn't be better.
You know, everybody loves to see meteors or shooting stars flashing across the sky. And on the night of July 28th, that's a Monday night, we have a weak one coming up. It's called the Delta Aquariid meteor shower. It gets that name because the meteors seem to radiate from the constellation Aquarius, which rises around midnight. So what you want to do is find yourself a really dark spot, free from any lights that are shining in your eyes, and look up. You might see, maybe 10 of these per hour. Now, they hit the atmosphere high up at about 27 miles per second, but they'll look like very brief, momentary streaks in the sky. Now, the nice thing about these is that there's no moon that night, so even though there aren't very many of them, you won't have moonlight to compete with. So get out there and take a look.
All right, so looks like the weather will cooperate for a few locations trying to see the meteor shower coming up this Monday.
That's right, and it looks like some areas will see the nice conditions. That's mainly going to be parts of the Midwest, and as we show you on our graphic here, it's going to be clear for Chicago, Indy, as well as in Atlanta and Seattle.
And in the Northeast, that's where we have the good chance for those showers to continue for you for Monday night. So, of course, we'll have a tough time seeing some of those meteors, but hopefully everybody will get them on their cell phones and send us some of the video.
Yeah, absolutely. Meteor shower sounds great. I like to see it. I know you said you've never seen it before either. Well, we are done here, but I want to say goodbye to our super producer, Ashley Day Miller. I drove her so crazy. Now she has to go work with Paul Goodlow and Kelly Cass.
That's a great crew, but she's going to be moving up a little bit in the time slot, so we really appreciate all the help and the wonderful things
they keep us together. That's right. Well, coming up next, we have Dave Schwartz, and we're not even going to tell you who he's with. It's a surprise.
He's got some ladies with him,
There's a lot of ladies in the house.
He's a ladies' man.
You're just a man over there. Wow. Pop your collar.
That's me.
You got to go like this. Pop your collar.
Oh, pop.
Yeah. Currently in our area, 89 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
A sobering reminder that tornadoes can strike anywhere, anytime.
Scary. I mean, I just can't believe, because you always think you get a tornado warning, oh, it's not going to hit us.
Now we go back to the campground devastated by an EF1 tornado and show you what you can do if you're caught in the elements during a strong storm like this. And speaking of strong storms, this Saturday and Sunday, parts of the country will see even more, but others will have a great summer weekend. We'll show you how hot it will get and what the chances of rain are into Saturday. From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live. And thank you, my friend, for joining us. A pleasure to see you. I'm Dave Schwartz. Well, today is all about getting ready for the weekend. And that includes the threat for more strong storms like we saw earlier this week. And the potential for tornadoes, too, like the one that struck the campground in Virginia. This is new video into us, just moments after the EF1 tornado hit. Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe toured the damaged areas. The tornado killed 2 people at a campground yesterday. 36 others were injured. Today, our forecast shifts west with a look at today's threat. Here's Bonnie Schneider with more.
Hi, Dave. We are tracking some strong storms that are working their way across the Midwest right now. Some very heavy rain through parts of Missouri and Illinois. You can see the rain mainly north of St. Louis at this hour, but that doesn't mean you won't see the storms in St. Louis as well, especially later this evening. Really, if you're driving anywhere from Peoria to St. Louis, you will find some heavy rain. Much of it has been hitting the Quincy area. We're also looking at it into Springfield. We even have some flash flood warnings because the rain is coming down so heavy and so hard. Unfortunately, we're seeing some ponding on the roads, and those flash flood threats will continue. As we go through the day, we'll look for the threat for heavy rain in the counties you see. We're also watching out again for some damaging winds possible as these storms work their way through over the next couple of days. So looking ahead, the weather should improve later tonight for St. Louis. You can see some improvements in the forecast. Temperatures will be in the 80s, so nice and warm, and even overnight it'll stay very hot and humid. Changes, though, of course, are on the way for next week. I'll be talking about that. But in the meantime, we're looking at definitely the chance for storms for tonight into Chicago. So if you have errands to do in Chicago, get out and do them today, because tonight into tomorrow we're looking at some not so great weather. But the good news, as I mentioned, is that we are going to see improvements in the forecast with a really nice cool down coming in for the Midwest and even parts of the Northeast for next week. Dave?
Jumping the gun, are we? Thanks a lot for that update, Bonnie. Well, we're tracking the threat of severe weather this weekend, including the possibility of tornadoes. Here's storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel.
Well, the severe weather threat's really going to ramp up this weekend across parts of the Ohio Valley and Midwest, and even getting to the East Coast, we think, by Sunday. Strong upper-level jet stream will be moving through. Strong disturbance and winds over 90 miles per hour at that jet stream level, providing some strong support for big storms across the region. Thanks also to very humid air near the ground, dew points well into the 70s across this region. Those strong thermodynamics at low levels is tapped with those strong upper-level dynamics, and some fronts as well across the region should help to support severe weather all across that region, where hail and high winds, straight line winds, the primary mode, but you can't rule out the possibility of a tornado. And on Sunday, the whole system moves eastward, and we still have a threat of all kinds of severe weather, including the possibility of tornadoes. Although, of course, what happens on Saturday and Saturday night in terms of cloud cover and leftover outflow boundaries will help determine exactly where the severe weather threat shakes out across the region on Sunday. But be aware for multiple days here of severe weather upcoming. Back to you.
Thanks. We are looking at that threat for severe weather in the Midwest for tomorrow and possibly for Sunday, though I do think tomorrow will be the worst of it. You can see the areas highlighted in red and even orange where we're looking at not only damaging thunderstorms, but we could see some hail with this system and possibly a tornado breaking out. So make sure you keep that NOWeather radio on and you are tuned in to any severe weather threat that we have for your region as we go into the hours of late tomorrow evening and especially into Sunday as well. Looking at the forecast, you can see as we move towards Sunday, the threat for severe weather pushes a little bit further to the east. So now we're including cities like Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, and even more interior sections of New York and into Charleston, West Virginia. So watch out for this threat as we go towards the weekend. If you have outdoor plans, we could be looking at some damaging winds again and heavy downpours. And we're seeing that in the Midwest for today. This is all part of a system advancing eastward, and we're tracking it right here on the Weather Channel. Dave?
Thanks a lot, Bonnie. Boy, getting a strong jet stream like that down into this country this time of year, there's going to be a lot of severe weather. You know, a couple from New Jersey died in the early morning tornado that hit a popular campground. That was yesterday. Their 13-year-old son and more than 30 others were injured. The Weather Channel's Dave Malkoff is there today, where the governor just finished touring the damage.
There are school buses here in the middle of summer. They are here to shuttle folks who left all their belongings here at the campgrounds during that EF1 tornado. They're coming in and out of here all day to take a look at what they left behind and what was destroyed here. And it is breathtaking when you take a look from the sky. From the chopper, you can see how these trailers and RVs were just turned upside down, trees snapped in half. People were inside tents during this. That's how the two people died, the couple from New Jersey. Their 13-year-old son is still in very critical condition, according to the governor of Virginia.
2 individuals lost their lives. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family. In addition to 3 members of the family are still in the hospital. Young Lee, 13 years old, is in very, very critical condition. He has gone through his surgery, but he is in very serious condition. I would just ask everybody thoughts and prayers.
Governor Terry McAuliffe tells me he's also looking at response times here. What can they do better on the next time around now that we have all these extreme weather patterns around the United States? That's what he's looking at, and that's what he's asking his staff to look into today. For the Weather Channel, I'm Dave Malkoff on the eastern shore of Virginia.
Thank you, Dave. Well, here are some important survival tips if you get caught in a storm while camping. Choose a location among short, scrubby trees. No tall trees.
Yeah,
right?
That's important.
Never camp on the banks of creeks, streams, or rivers. Flash flooding, anybody? Leave a tent or camper immediately when weather turns bad.
Yeah, that's great advice. And you know, tents and campers give you a false sense of security because you feel like you're inside something, but you're actually safer outside the tent or outside the camper in a ditch or a ravine. So safer places include a campground bathroom or a permanent structure.
Great advice. Well, choose a location among short, scrubby trees, as we mentioned. And coming up next here in the weather, we got your local on the 8s, if I'm not mistaken. Pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
Bonnie Schneider.
Do you remember the hassle of vacuuming before the Dyson Digital Motor? Before it gave the DC59 Motorhead powerful suction and perfect balance in your hand for cleaning those difficult-to-reach places? And before our direct drive cleaner head increased brush bar power by 75%, DC59 Motorhead outcleans the 5 best-selling full-size vacuums across carpets and hard floors without the hassle of a cord.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that playing cards with Kenny Rogers gets old pretty fast?
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. What? You get it? No?
I get the gist, yeah.
Okay.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I'm taking a beating here down to the ground as we're just dealing with these sheets of rain and winds that are howling 50, 60 miles per hour. I'm going to ride this one out, guys. I'm going to ride this one out right here.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90, chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 77, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Oh no. Can you fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that. I wanted a car that could handle anything. I fixed it! That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
Hey, I noticed your car's not in the driveway.
Yeah, it's in the shop. It's gonna cost me an arm and a leg.
That's hilarious.
Sorry.
Should have taken it to Midas. Get some of that Midas touch. They'll tell you what stuff needs fixing and what stuff can wait.
All right. Next time, going to Midas.
High five. Did not see that coming.
It's time to take a closer look at your tires. Get up to $160 back by mail on a set of 4 Goodyear, Cooper, and other select brands. Tires, brakes, oil, everything.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls. Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Thanks for staying with us on Weather Center Live. Boy, Chicago, has it been cool this summer so far, huh? And that cool weather is sticking around heading into next week. Actually, we're 73 degrees right now with sunshine through some scattered clouds. No rain in the forecast for today, at least. But changes are on the way before that next cool down, and Bonnie Schneider has a look.
Thanks, Dave. You know, we will have to get through some hot and sticky weather this weekend before that cool down comes, but that's only going to make it feel so much better. The cool down coming to the Midwest next week is really going to make a difference. Right now, not quite the case. We have winds out of the southwest, temperatures into the 70s, and of course, it's going to heat up. It's still early there. We're looking for this cool down to occur because our jet stream is dipping farther to the south, and you could really see that plunge of cooler and drier air coming in. It's going to make a world of difference to not just Chicago, but also Detroit, Milwaukee. You'll feel the difference because temperatures are going to be well below normal, 10 to 15 degrees cooler than what we would typically see this time of year. For St. Louis and even Little Rock, you'll feel cooler. So a little break as we kind of wrap up the month of July. But as we talk about the temperatures, you'll see for Monday, those numbers will be in the 70s, gradually warming up. Of course, these summertime cool downs don't usually last long. The air tends to moderate a bit, and we are going to see that by Wednesday, where Chicago's temperatures will climb to about 80 degrees. So we'll be watching for those changes. The forecast does call for a little bit of a warm up by Wednesday and then getting back to about 79 for Thursday. But overall, I think you will really feel that difference as we start the work week next week. So hot and steamy for the weekend and then improvements for Monday. Dave?
Thanks, Bonnie. Sounds good. Well, you may remember yesterday we asked you to vote on a weather.com poll. We wanted to know if you felt cheated out of summer, thanks to this unusual weather pattern over the last 30 days or so. Well, let's check out the results. Nebraska, South Dakota, and Maine felt cheated. More than 80% of Minnesota and Wisconsin and southeastern states are loving this cooler than average air, and 70% of Texans also say keep it coming. It's been wet and relatively mild there. Well, many of those below average temperatures were blamed on the polar vortex. But was that really the reason for the summer cool down? That's a question our newest Weather Channel show will try to answer this Sunday. Here's a sneak peek of Weather Geeks.
Was what we saw
over the summer the polar vortex. Would that be the fair thing to say? Polar vortex invades the U.S., which there were headlines that were similar to that.
I would call it a summer version of the polar vortex or a polar vortex event. You know, we have them all the time, so as Marshall said, it's not something new. But this was a notable cold air outbreak with its roots inside the circumpolar vortex.
Isn't this part of the too much information, what we're talking about earlier? Well, you get a buzzword that's not exactly what's going on, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, we got this. This was somewhat of a beast of social media, which we've been talking about all night. I think Andrew Friedman and perhaps you picked up on this, and grounded in solid meteorology, but I think it went off into some places that I was a little worried about it going into when we hear people referring to it as a tornado of cold air.
Well, Weather Geeks airs this Sunday at noon.
I'm a little skeptical of that, a tornado of cold air, too. Expert host Dr. Marshall Shepard and his guest, Chief Meteorologist for the Capital Weather Gang, Jason Samino, will talk about the polar vortex as well as the positive and negative role social media is playing in weather forecasting. That's coming up at Sunday at noon. That's noon Eastern, right here at the Weather Channel.
Well, just when you thought things might be calming down a little, another tropical storm pops up. Our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry, joins us in a few minutes with your 20 after